everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to my TV episode review series. So today's TV episode I'll be reviewing today is the gifted episode Exit Strategy. Now, before I get into this review, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any new videos posted up throughout the week, that must mean that there was a bit of TV show or movie news that was released during the week that I wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. But new videos will be posted up every Sunday. And every Monday, I will have the TV episode roundup videos where I go over all the episodes I reviewed for the week. And I go from worst pick of the week to best pick of the week. And expect the TV episode roundup videos to be shown every Monday. So now let's get into this TV episode review of The Gifted Exit Strategy. So what happens in this episode is that it starts off with the mutants trying to figure out a way to get back at the Sentinel services and try to release some of their friends that are in the trucks. So it turns out that Reed and Polaris are in the truck together, and the other mutants and the Strucker family are trying to release them. And throughout this episode, we get to see some relationship problems throughout this episode. Like we see sort of a fallout from Blink having memories inserted to her brain about how she and Johnny were a couple when in reality they weren't a couple. But the girl from the last episode, the mutant who has the powers to insert memories into other people's brains, put that type of memory in her brain so she can open up the portals. And we see some of that in this episode. And then we also see in this episode how the Strucker kids, Andy and Lauren, want to help out the other mutants with stopping that truck that's carrying all the other mutants. And their mom, Kate, is like, no, you can't do that. You know, I don't want you to get hurt. And the kids are like, well, but Mom, we have to do it because we want to help out the other mutants, you know. And also, we get some moments between Polaris and Reed starts to realize, you know, the whole situation with the mutants and the Sentinel services, and he's like, you know, he's telling Polaris he's sorry he was involved in all that, like how he was prosecuting against the mutants, and he never realized how bad it was for the mutants until he started talking with Polaris. And that's some of the things that happen in this episode. So what are my thoughts about this episode? I found this episode to be really interesting. Like, I like the fact that we get to see more relationships between the characters. Like, I like the fact that Lauren and Annie are willing to help the other mutants and try to put their powers to good use. Because one of my biggest worries about introducing the Strucker kids is that I thought they weren't going to use their powers that much in these episodes. But this episode shows that they're trying to use their powers to really help out the mutant underground. And I really like the fact that these kids are trying to help out the mutants. And I also like the fact that Kate is like supporting the mutants too and trying to help them out any way she can. And this is like a great scene for me because it's rare that you see a human character help out the mutants in the X-Men universe. And so I like the fact that Kate is like trying to help out the mutants with their plan. And then I also like the little moments between Reed and Polaris, and it shows how Reed feels bad about persecuting mutants all these years, and Polaris is like, you know, it's going to be a while before I forgive you because you try to threaten me, you know, you're threatening to put me in jail, whatever, by mentioning my baby. So, yeah, it's understandable that Polaris is still a little mad at Reed, but I do like the moments between her and Reed in this episode. And that's basically what I loved about this episode, was that there's a more closer relationships between the characters. Now, I will admit that I wanted to see more from fallout from the Blink having her memories inserted into her mind and how she feels about Johnny or Warpath in this series. Because I'm interested to see how all this will fallout. Like, I just hope it's not the stereotypical love triangle between Blink, Johnny, and the other girl who has powers who also likes Johnny, because that would get really tiresome so fast. And I hope they Johnny at least tells Blink, you know, that the memories she has of him and her were fake. So I hope he tells her that sometime down the line, not drag it out throughout the series. If there was a problem I had with this episode, the pacing was a lot slower in this episode than the last 3 episodes. There was less action in this episode, more dialogue heavy moments. But despite all that, I do enjoy the character moments, and there were some good action sequences, but again, I wish there was more action sequences and the pacing was a little faster in this episode. So overall, I gave this episode 4.5 stars. Again, the pacing was a bit slower in this episode, but I like the character moments, and I'm can't wait to see what's going to happen with all these characters in the future episodes. Have you seen this episode, The Gifted? And if you have, did you enjoy this episode? Did you hate this episode? Please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated on new videos I post up, and also like my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.